So I did a story on this chick, right? And I noticed a lot of women, especially black women, are having issues with facts, issues with accountability, issues with the consequences of living this type of life. They have issues with the fact of living a life of instant gratification, but none of the long term consequences that come with it. It's like they want to say she's an angel. They want to say she's this. She was a victim. I'm sorry, if you do this type of work, you're not a victim. It's like someone trying to be a drug dealer. If you're doing illegal activities, that is 9 times out of 10, the end result can be jail or death. Okay. Or any other consequences that is life altering, in the process. There's information coming out that this woman didn't even have life insurance, that the family got to have a GoFundMe account, that there was no forced entry. She lived in a gated community. Okay. It's coming to a point that she may have had more than just, he was just a fan. It could have been a relationship. And, people, especially within the black community, that's into the street stuff, into the underground economy, into selling sex, into the underground economy, porn, stripping, pimps, drug dealing. They can't accept the fact that there's consequences at the end of doing this type of lifestyle. It's all good when you're selling your body, having your body parts online to a bunch of strange men like a Happy Meal. But when the consequences come to pay for that type of life, all of a sudden people get mad when you report on it. Never mind that in life, this person was influencing young girls to live this type of life, young girls at risk, to live this type of life, and also follow in the same footsteps. And you don't hear about those women, those Jane Does, who their parents are probably looking for them and they can't find them. Either they're sold into sex trafficking overseas, or they're buried in some shallow grave somewhere. And then when black men, talk about this stuff, shout out to Kid Organic, who talked about this. This is something that is an epidemic, especially in the black community. And people get mad when you talk about this stuff. Black men. But you say we don't protect black women. Well, when we raise our voices and we talk about this stuff, we're looked upon as misogynists, bitter black men, especially in the red pill community. Some of us actually care about black women. That's why we talk about this stuff. I know some women will be talking about, oh, you shouldn't be talking about this. When you tell them, when they try to compare sex work as, the death of a sex worker as the death of a police officer, a doctor, or a paramedic, it's not the same. When a police officer, a paramedic, or doctor dies in the line of their profession, it's something to be held of honor. You can't say that about a sex worker. Oh, yes, she pleased Johns to the best of her ability. She let them come in, rain, sleet, or snow, or shine. When they were depressed, when they needed something to, when they needed a nightcap, she was there, ready, willing, able. The few, the proud, the brave, the IG models. It doesn't work that way. G.I. Joe, American hero. Now knowing is half the battle. It's not that way. I have to be this way because it's ridiculous what the mindset that goes on with some within the black community of the lower culture. okay, who think this way and think this is okay. I'm just, you know, this has to stop. Okay? I know how some people are going to receive this, and that's okay. Because some people, you know what they say? He who has ears, let him hear. Whoever has ears, let them hear. I mean, the message isn't going to be for everybody. It's going to be for those who are willing to hear truth, who are logical, who understand facts. That's the whole point. And a lot of you aren't going to understand that. And that's cool. Maybe that's because this message ain't meant for everybody. It's meant for those who understand that there's consequences for your actions. You live a certain type of life that is criminal, close to criminal, you're going to pay for it, one way or the other. And for some reason, people can't understand it, especially in the black community. But when you bring this up, you're judging, you're bashing black women. But it's perfectly okay to have these type of women be role models for black women at risk in minority communities where the father is not there, or the mother's being a thought, having strange men in and out of her home like it's a hotel Super 8. I mean, that's perfectly fine. People have to try and find clothes for this woman, find pictures with clothes on. That's how much of into the life she was in. Find pictures with her with clothes on, decent clothes on. This is, and people don't want to take this into consideration at all. That this image is how possibly other ethnic groups see you. And sad to say, this type of image put out is what's the most popular and what makes money in mainstream media. Nobody's actually seeing that. Nobody's actually seeing this OnlyFans, IG sex trade era. They have black women as the mascot, as the face of it. Especially overseas. Especially with, Ciara and Megan Thee Stallion twerking in Italy at the Dolce and Gabbana festival. That's the first thing they see. Black women twerking. And that's what sells in mainstream media. And nobody's saying this stuff is actually getting women killed. Mainly black women, too. Especially getting stalkers. Glamorizing this life, this adult industry life, but you're not talking about the dark side of it. They won't, because if they did, then they would lose customers and lose new crop of women to come up and replace the ones that are aging out. A lot of women think this type of life is a business. It's an actual business. It's not. That's all I have to say on this. Well, people are going to still think that, you're a coon. You're a sellout for talking about this. You're a square. And you'll look to people like Brother Polite, Umar Johnson, who put a woman's underwear on Twitter. Sad to say, they'll look up to those people to tell them the truth. I guess why certain voices are popular in the black YouTube sector, huh? If you're not bowing into this backwards culture, you don't get much play. But if you're celebrating this crap and ignoring what got people like this killed in the first place, you're all right. Blind leading the blind straight into a ditch. That ditch never gets full. All right. I'm on Facebook page, Red Pill Man page 2, Spotify, Hard Talk Radio, Anchor.fm, Hard Talk Radio, Twitter, Teller99 Truth, Podbean, Hard Talk Radio. Later.